flavor of the Midlands. Live from Columbia, this is Soda City Live.
Well, welcome back to Soda City Live. It's Teacher Appreciation Week, and even though it's near the end of the school year, there's still ways that you can show your appreciation to our educators, but not just this week, but all year round. Joining me today to share a few ways that you can help your child's teacher is a local teacher with Richland One. It's Ashley Wynn. So glad to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Sierra.
It's such a pleasure to have you. I don't think oftentimes we really get an opportunity to really sit with a teacher and ask a teacher, what do you need? How can we help you? How can we help you help our students?
So that's a great question. There are so many things and ways to get involved in assisting teachers. For parents, you want to speak from that aspect a little bit?
Well, you know, before we talk about that, let's talk about you and how long you've been teaching and maybe some observances you've made as a teacher.
Okay, so this is collective my 11th year teaching. And I currently am with the Excel Academy with Richland One, which I love. It's been a great experience. And I currently have high schoolers. So teaching has been fulfilling. I don't think there's anything else that I would rather do. It's also been challenging, but it's worth it.
I love that. Now, have you always primarily taught high schoolers?
Actually, no. I started out teaching special education, K through 12. I've taught from kindergarten in the private sector all the way up to 12th grade.
So you've seen it and you know it.
I've seen it.
So let's actually share a few of those tips. How can our parents help the teachers help you?
So that's great. A great question. One of the ways that parents can help is by simply making sure that they're getting involved, having healthy communication with their teachers and with the school staff, making sure that they're developing healthy habits for the students and for their children. Everything from scheduling activities to even bedtimes. Believe it or not, even for high schoolers, it makes a difference because they need that rest. From planning meals and making healthy choices to providing resources throughout the year. During the beginning of the year, it's great because everybody's doing something for back to school. You know, you have all these giveaways. But really, once they're in the crunch of the school year, that's when supplies begin to run short, and that's when teachers could really use assistance from their parents and from the community.
Now, I know a lot of us went to school, and I don't think people realize just how much teachers are having to come out of pocket for certain expenses. And I got a tip. Earlier this year when my son was going to school, one of my friends, she gives her teacher a gift card every year. You know, you can give them the supplies and everything on the list that you guys request, but it even helps if you have the money, if you have the resources to give them something that they can get the things that, you know, other things that they need for the classroom. There was one point that you sent with us, and we're going to pull up this full screen, that it's even talking about sharing accomplishments outside of school with teachers.
Yes.
How can parents and students benefit from that?
Well, when we think about the social, emotional learning aspect of that, it's great to incorporate what they have going on so that we can celebrate, whether it's a baptism or whether you have a student who's participated in gymnastics and they went to an event that they were invited to. And if we share that, we share their accomplishments with the students, with the school, we begin to embrace them at another level, and it motivates them.
We're going to have to wrap things up here, but there's one more point I want to talk about. It was also having conversations with your kids about things that are bothering them.
Right. So it's great for parents to have conversations with their kids about things that are bothering them, things that could be hindering them, or if they're having issues. And it's also great to communicate that with the teacher so that they're aware. For instance, if you said you have a son, if your son was having a tough morning, to let the teacher know, look, something happened, he's not really feeling his best, so they can give him a little extra, support that day. And also, if they're feeling that something is going on that makes them nervous, we can reinforce for them that, hey, you're safe, this is a safe place, and if there's something you need, I'm here. So it creates that positive reinforcement to let them know, look, you're good, your teacher is there for you, and it gives that parent that reassurance that, look, I know that the teachers are a part of the village, and they're going to make sure that my child is okay.
These are amazing tips, and there's one more, and I know it's very important, so I want to get to it before we wrap up, but volunteering.
Yes. volunteering is very important on all levels. I don't care if it's kindergarten to senior year. There's always something that can be done within the school setting. Be a part of the school community. Involve yourself. Your kids love to see it, and the teachers love to have you. So there are channels that you have to go through, I'm sure, with every district for signing in to ensure safety, but don't be afraid to volunteer. It's always welcomed.